Hello, I'm Jonathan, and this is the Microbiology Minecraft group project. We actually made a Minecraft map for it, and this map includes a bunch of mini games all over the human body. This is the main hub of the project. In here, you can get to all the research projects that were done and all the mini games.
Our game is called Superbugs, and there are many other games around here.
Yeah, that's like the brain. That's where you'll find all of the games. But for now, we're just gonna be focusing on Superbugs,
So
which is like to the left. Once you enter through the very top of the head, you just make a left, and it's right there.
so to enter the game, you first walk through the teleporter, which is by just stepping on the pressure plate. And if you want to go back to the brain, you have that button. So in our game, you really need to read the signs to understand what's going on, since many things involve the sign. So yeah, many signs say to read the signs.
So in this part of the game, you are supposed to press the buttons, which are laid out in chronological order, 1, 2, 3, 4, and etc. So what these messages are telling you is the backstory of the game. The backstory of the game is that you are a doctor and your patient has tuberculosis. As a doctor, it's your job to rid the patient's tuberculosis, so you're essentially trying to cure the patient.
And each doctor has tools, right? So the tools are basically potions, which are antibiotics, which are used inside the game. So there are splash potions and poison, which are used.
So the splash potions kill the tuberculosis bacteria in the body. Alright, so you're going to head to Arena 1. So in this first arena, you're in the patient's lungs. Using the potions given to you, or the antibiotics given to you, you're going to attack the tuberculosis bacteria, which are represented by spiders. So to do this, you're going to right-click the spiders or tuberculosis bacteria. So Jared's going to show you against the tuberculosis bacteria. Don't attack the good bacteria or which are represented by livestock, because there's two types of bacteria, there's bad bacteria and good bacteria are essential to the body. So while you're attacking the tuberculosis bacteria, try not to hit the livestock. Anyway, once you finish clearing the tuberculosis bacteria in this level, you're going to make your way to the next exit or hallway that will lead you to Arena 2. So Jared, can you go to Arena 2?
Yeah.
To go to the second arena, you're going to go through this hallway and past these iron doors.
Oh, here's a rest area. Like if you want to take a break. Yeah. So.
And then you go through this arena too, right? So in this arena, alright, Jared, try to find the bacteria and try to kill it.
Alright.
You're gonna make way through the maze, alright? So Jared's making his way. Don't kill the good bacteria. It's not good.
Oh, I think I saw him.
And you can't kill it. It's because
no.
From the first arena, some tuberculosis bacteria survived and mutated to become antibiotic resistant. So knowing that you can't kill them, we want you to run through the maze as quickly as possible.
Oh yeah. Right.
So Jared's gonna run through the maze, alright? And try to make his way to the next exit or hallway that leads to Arena 3.
Oh wait, I just went backwards.
Run!
Run.
You don't want the zombies to kill you or the tuberculosis bacteria to kill you.
I'll lose my trophies.
So in this arena, Arena 3, you're gonna get a new tool to combat the antibiotic-resistant tuberculosis bacteria. So as we said in the beginning, press the buttons to read the message. So what these messages are saying is that you can't use antibiotics against the antibiotic-resistant bacteria, and that scientists have discovered this new tool to combat antibiotic-resistant bacteria.
It's
And
called
this is called,
Bacteriophage.
and yeah, as Ronak said, it's called Bacteriophage. And Bacteriophage is a type of virus that attacks bacteria, and in this case, antibiotic-resistant bacteria, since we can't use antibiotics. So you're gonna press this button to get a Bacteriophage, which is represented by wolves in this game. So, and then you're gonna get bones to program or tame the Bacteriophage to attack the...
Bacteriophage are basically things that only attack a specific kind of bacteria.
And
It's like the dogs where...
And basically,
You
once
only
they're tamed, they show the little hearts right there.
yeah, it may take a while, but don't give up. And,
Also, once the dogs get lighter, that's when they get tamed. Once they're dark and they have red eyes, you
and
can
once
tell
you have enough Bacteriophages, go out the door, and you go to Arena 4. So, and the wolves will follow you, as you can see. So
Yeah, one of them.
So you're gonna go through the iron doors, right? And since you finished the game, Good job. If you finished it, of course. And you can read the messages that pop up after you press on the pressure plates. So the pressure plate at the end of the room or at the wall is the exit. So you're gonna go to the exit. And congratulations. And as you can see on the bottom of the screen, is the healthy pair of lungs because you cured your patient from tuberculosis. Good job.
There's a cloud in one.
It's fine. And if you turn backwards and press the button at the end.
Oh, look at the Bacteriophage. He joined us.
Yeah, they follow you everywhere. And since you can press on the button, press on the button, and you can play other games that other people made.
This is our Defend the Human game.
Yeah. Our game is about the microbiome and how do the microbes interact in our body to either defend it or attack it.
Okay, so this is the beginning of our brain or game. So the human body is being infected.
Yeah.
And from the beginning, you get 3 choices.
The Micrococcus luteus is the good bacteria which protects the body. The immune system helps out the Micrococcus luteus protect the body, and the Staphylococcus is invading the body.
Yeah, so first we're going to go to the Micrococcus side.
Yeah.
Get a little message down there saying defend your territory, help the immune system fend off the infection before it sets off TNT.
Right.
And it's raining.
So this is the where you gear up. Here is the armor, the helmet, the body armor, and you also take some potions.
And these potions represent some of the abilities that bacteria have, such as fast regeneration and harming other bacteria. Okay, so after the Micrococcus gears up, they have to go through here, and they have to defend this cut here from the Staphylococcus that's going to be invading.
Right.
If you do get into the cut, you go down to the
So this is
bloodstream.
the first battle point where they head onto the bloodstream, and Micrococcus has the opportunity to go through the tunnel directly into the gut.
Yeah, they have to take this long tunnel straight to the gut. I'll show where that exits. So it exits through here, and this is where they'll fight the Staphylococcus again, coming through here.
Correct. This is where Micrococcus must prevent Staphylococcus from crossing the brick stairs to the other side and eventually winning the game. The way that Micrococcus wins the game is defending against Staphylococcus until time runs out, and once the timer hits 0, Micrococcus and the immune system eventually win.
Yeah. This is the Staphylococcus area. I'm going through here to get a little message saying fight past the immune system and Micrococcus to get to the gut and infect the human.
Right. There's the other side of the cut where the Staphylococcus will gear up and gather the potions.
Yep. And you can do some little games over there too. You can see in the distance. Nice view. So you have to get through here to get to the cut once you're ready. And fight past the Micrococcus. Get into the cut.
Yes, this is where it starts.
Yeah.
And you follow the bloodstream down.
Yeah. Then getting down here. So the sign saying to watch for arrows, because this is where the immune system will have a chance to mark the Staphylococcus. Getting through the bloodstream.
Yeah. Just keep on going
Yeah.
until you reach the tall ladder at the very end of the bloodstream, and you go up.
And this is back into the gut. So the Staphylococcus will have to find these brick stairs over here and get into this door while fighting past the immune system and Micrococcus. You'll have to get up these ladders. Here.
Yes. And this is where they get past and press the button down.
Yep. Press the button. It'll start off TNT down here.
Correct.
And then once it blows up, there will be a message saying that the Staphylococcus has one infected human, and the game will be over.
So if Staphylococcus gets there first, then and before time runs out, they win. Otherwise, the immune system and Micrococcus wins the game.
Yep.
Now we're gonna go back and we're gonna play the immune system as well.
Go into this teleporter and
This is the area where the immune system gears up. the colors different than all the colors of are different than each other, so they could differentiate which one is which.
And the immune system actually gets bows and arrows as well.
Alright.
So going up through here, I'll just put this. Going up through here, they can go up the ladders, and once the Staphylococcus pass by, I can shoot them with the arrows. Let's mark them. And after that, they can go through this tunnel here, similar to the one that the Micrococcus can take. This goes straight to the gut. Ends up here.
So it's the gut area again, and you just go up the stairs and prevent Staphylococcus from going through the doors and from winning the game.
That's our game. To defend the human, we hope to teach everyone just how bacteria can help and also hurt the human body, and also help our immune system too. So.
Hi, and welcome to the Gut-Brain Axis minigame.
In this game, you'll be shown how gut microbes can affect your brain. Woohoo! Let's go!
Okay.
Now we're in the game. This is the picnic area. Your task as the player is to follow the signs. Firstly, you must transfer food from one chest to the other chest. This results in the opening of the doors in front of you, where you will begin your adventure.
Putting food into one chest opens the door, and opening the doors represents how the human body intakes food. After the doors open, half the players are on the left side and half the players are on the right side. This represents the inhibitors, and the other half represents the serotonin going through the brain.
You passed the first stage, and now you are at the jumping puzzle. Read the information signs and follow the instructions.
The team on the right side is the inhibitors, and the team on the left side is the serotonin. The place where you are in the jumping puzzle is actually the vagus nerve that connects the brainstem to the abdomen. The jumping puzzle represents the gap between the neurons and the brain. Now beat the other team, the inhibitors, on the other side, so you can get to the redstone puzzle. Good luck!
So, when players get to this area, they'll have to try and race through the thing by jumping across the series of blocks. And if they fall down, they could just enter this tunnel here and go back up the ladder, which will take you back to the surface. The teams are racing against each other, so you have to try and beat the other team. And once one team gets to the end, they'll be in the second puzzle area. So the second puzzle area is a redstone puzzle. Now, in order to beat this puzzle, you have to move levers to help pass the electrical signal from the beginning to the end. This represents the electrical signals passing through neurons in your brain. Now, again, this is also timed, so you have to try and beat the other team. Once the connection is made and the door opens, so if you flip this lever, the door opens and you get to the end, where...
Congratulations, you have completed the game.
If you're an inhibitor, or on the right side, you have beat the other team, which is the serotonin. You have prevented the microbes from sending an electrical signal to the brain, making the person most likely to develop depression.
Now, if you're playing as serotonin and you beat the second team, the inhibitors, the person is less likely to develop depression. Now, in order to actually beat the game, you need to hit the little button, and that'll send off some fireworks. And that's the end. Throughout the game, you can also step on the various pressure plates and read all the various signs to get more in-depth information on the science that you're actually learning.
Today we'll be showing you our game, Bacteriophage, the game. So the point of our game is to teach people the difference between bacteriophage therapy and antibiotics, and how bacteriophage therapy is a more better and safer way than antibiotics. So your objective as the bacteriophage is to destroy a certain block in which you could only do it with a certain tool.
Bystander bacteria are bacteria that are in an environment where they do not hurt the human body, but instead participate in helping us. Try not to hurt these little critters.
So by using Bacteriophage, they only attack certain bacteria. But antibiotics, they not only attack the harmful bacteria, they also hurt the other bacteria around it. So right now, I'm going to choose this one. So you have to collect 10 of the pumpkin blocks to get to the next level, or the next section.
And what are the pumpkin blocks supposed to represent?
It's Escherichia coli, which can only, so the tool I'm holding can only break the pumpkins. So once you collect 10 of the blocks or pathogenic bacteria, the door immediately opens for you.
So this room is much emptier, as you might notice. Much less diverse. Because the antibiotics wiped out like more than just the target bacteria, it wiped out everything in the area.
Okay.
As you may have noticed, while antibiotics killed all microbes in the vicinity, the bacteriophage allowed you to target specific kinds of bacteria without harming any bystanders.
So now that we're at the end, we're gonna get some cake, some golden apples, some cookies, and then some steak. Who doesn't love free food?
True.
Well, this is the end.
Thanks for playing.
We're going to be showing you guys the Microbiome Interaction game. And so you're going to start off here in the brain.
The point of our game is kind of to show how microbes react to each other and to kind of outside stimuli, how they kind of, adapt, and mainly to show the different relationships that microbes have with each other, using different Minecraft animals and plants to show that. So, you definitely want to read these blocks as you're coming in. You definitely make sure to get your lab coat. It's really important.
All these pressure plates will give you private messages too once you step over them.
Yeah. Just put that on. All these different little room areas are different experiments that you can do. Here, that's why you have your lab coat on. You're gonna be playing the role of a scientist, kind of testing these different microbes. And so, what you're gonna do, let's go back to the first experiment. You're gonna go, and you see these levers, or these buttons. You're gonna press the buttons, and it's gonna spawn 2 different creatures, or sometimes one, sometimes an object, whatever. And these symbolize the different microbes that you're going to be experimenting with. So this first experiment is the experiment 1, sheep and wolf experiment.
And the reaction of these two animals really, defines the relationship that they have. It could be parasitic, mutualistic, or commensalistic. So, yeah.
So, on the sheep, and then let's see what happens. So obviously, as you can see, the sheep was killed by the wolf, and that's why this is an example of a parasitic relationship. A parasitic relationship is a relationship between 2 organisms where one organism benefits and the other does not. So, that's an example. Again, you can see the wolf here is benefiting by, getting the meat from the sheep, and the sheep is not benefiting because it's dead. What else? This is another. So there's plenty of experiments, but I'm just gonna show you the specific ones that are examples of mutualistic and commensal relationships. So it's an example of, so another great one. So this is one of the kind of interesting ones where it's not actually two, well, it's still symbolizing two organisms, but this is a very special one because of what you have to do. So you start off, this is the experiment 6, mushroom and shears. So you start off by spawning the mushroom, right? See right here. And then you press the other button and it gives you shears. Okay. So what you want to do is you are actually going to have to kind of be acting as the microbe here and playing its part. You're going to right click on the sheep, the cow, and you shear all the mushrooms off of it, right? And then so you get these resources, the mushrooms, and the cow gets nothing. This is an example. Again, let's just do it one more time. This is an example of a commensal relationship because you are getting something and the cow is not, but the cow is also not being harmed by this. The cow is still fine, you know, can still walk around, do whatever it needs to do, feed, whatever. But it's losing the mushrooms and you're gaining the mushrooms. So you're gaining something, the cow is gaining nothing. This is an example of a commensal relationship. One organism is benefiting and the other is completely unbothered by it. Or completely unharmed. Finally, we're going to go to this last one, the experiment 7, the mutualistic relationship. So, spider jockey and chicken jockey. And so this is an interesting one because the spider jockeys and the chicken jockeys, when you press the button, what it generates is kind of, you know, as you can see, a baby zombie riding on top of a chicken and a skeleton riding on top of a spider. And so what this kind of shows is that the zombies and chickens are both benefiting from this relationship, while also the skeleton and the spider are both benefiting by being together, because the skeleton is benefiting by gaining increased mobility, and the spider is benefiting because kind of combining with the skeleton allows it this kind of long-range attack of the skeleton's bow. The zombie combining with the chicken kind of allows it increased mobility. I'm not exactly sure what else it allows, but something. And so, you know, as you can see, this is mutualistic because both organisms are benefiting from this relationship. So while you're in the kind of human microbiome island, you're gonna get a journal. And what you want to do is, as you're playing through our game, you want to record all the different observations that you make about these different relationships. You know, just record what happened in your experiment, you know. Take notes, because you're a scientist here. You're observing what these organisms are doing. As you leave the game, you want to make sure to press the reset all experiments button. So, yeah, you know, this is our microbial interaction game. Are there any last thoughts you want to talk about?
No, I just think you guys should just experiment. This game is just all about like trial and error, I guess. Just see what happens and write down your thoughts and your ideas. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, I guess.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you have fun playing our game.